to A Link to the Past Randomizer 2021 main tournament match between Benteezy and Teto. Game 3 of this series. Very exciting. I am Slumberjack, and joining me today is Wolflink. How are we doing today?
I'm doing very good, and good afternoon, everyone. This is going to be a great matchup here tonight. This is Game 3 of the Losers Bracket Round 2 here in Group B. The winner will move on into the main bracket of our tournament here, which is Standard, World State, Hard difficulty. And the loser, they're going home. This was a double elimination mini bracket here in Group Stage, and this is it. This is the last match of Group B.
Yeah, this is an exciting week for a lot of players. A lot of big things happening where we get to see who's moving on, who's moving out. A lot of people not even playing this week because they were in the winners bracket. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, and this is, like we say, Game 3 here. The other person who moved on from Group B was Jet082, who is actually responsible for sending both of these two to losers. So there is no rematch here, but it's going to be a great match regardless.
Yep. And you were mentioning before, just for people who are just tuning in, this is hard mode. That's just item functionality, or not item functionality, but the item pool is set to hard. So we're not going to be sending silvers, no gold sword, no mirror shield, none of that fancy stuff. Just some good old Master Sword tempered action on Ganon. But we're off to the races, and just a piece of heart in the first chest.
Yeah, that's right. And just to be clear, folks, the item pool is completely the same. There's no changes to it. But any progression items were hard cap. Red Crystal Hera, Pendant in Eastern, Desert Normal Crystal. Quick matchup there. I tripped over my own words. But yeah, so there's still going to be things like the armor upgrades are still in the pool. There's still going to be the sword upgrades, all of them are in the pool. But we are limited to what we can pick up. So we're not limited to green mail, so there's not going to be any armor upgrades. We're going to immediately see 20 rupees when we get them. Random women here from Uncle. It's the Cane of Samaria. Good item, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer it way over something like Burna or bombs. So, Cane of Samaria, much easier to use. Doesn't cost that much magic to use, and you can use one block to kill pretty much everything. So,
yeah. Speaking of killing stuff, they're going to be looking to kill bombs. Unfortunately, the guards are not going to drop any bombs right now. The small magic there means they are in the magic dropping pool. So which means they are not going to give us any bombs. So
they actually can drop bombs with a small magic drop. If they saw a full magic drop first, that would be the magic pool. But the small magic drop means like 6 or 7 items in, they'll get like an 8 bomb drop. But they're gonna have to farm for it.
Interesting. More likely than not, green rupee and a heart.
Oh yeah. Yep, that makes sense.
I'm not sure if they're in that 8-drop pool or not. Regardless, I think they're probably going to be more likely to get it from the rats later on, because they're in a different drop pool. But yeah, just to walk over what our restrictions are in hard mode. Like I said, all the items are still in the pool, but we're capped at certain points. In case of our health, we're limited to 14 hearts, 7 of which are going to be heart containers. The other 16, or the remaining heart pieces, are going to be made out of 16 heart pieces total out of the 24. We're only going to be able to go up the Tempered Sword, Fire Shield, Green Mail, which we're already at, and one of our 2 progressive bows will be turned into the Green Pile of 20 rupees. We are not allowed silver arrows. And that is the Book of Medora we have found here in the escape sequence.
Yeah, you're talking about the how the items turn into green 20s. One of my favorite things to see in all of these races is like how often people get baited by the second bow when they see it like on Desert Ledge or something like that, and they go to pick it up and it's just like, oh, it turns into green 20. Oops.
Yeah, that's something we should probably mention here, is that if we see a second bow in a freestanding model, that's just because we can't, the silver arrows get turned into that after the fact. Red potion as well.
Always nice to have some safeties.
Yeah, so no bombs yet, which we're expecting a little bit of starvation there. And the magic is still pretty okay. Now, in the off chance they somehow run out of magic, there is a failsafe in place in which runners can reset. And for the escape sequence only, they get a little bit of magic back to make it through the escape sequence. Or bombs or arrows if they're using those specific weapons for their escape sequence instead.
Yep, that's correct. And also, I mentioned this last month's commentary as well. You can also do the same thing with mirror. So if you find mirror like before the Zelda cell, and you happen to have like no bombs or magic, mirroring to the start will also give you a little bit of magic or bombs or ammunition, what have you. So it's not going to be relevant in this race, but we're getting close to those bombs.
Yeah, this is a very varied item pool. I think this must be like some sort of like generic item pool I'm not aware of.
Yeah, this is there. So there's 3 item packs I believe that you want to look for when you're looking for bombs. One is that drops a small magic first. The other one is it drops a small heart followed by a fairy, and then the third, the best one, is it just gives you bombs. But all 3 of those little item packs, or prize packs is what they're called, have the potential to give you bombs.
Yeah, we're going to likely see it from the mice here. There's a nice big group of them after we get to the locked door here coming up here. The ropes are also part of the guard's drop pool, and it looks like we're not going to see them. There's the
there we go. There's our bomb for both of our runners.
And now for 3 bombs in the chest. Nope, red boomerang. Stun Price could also have a bomb. It's just a heart recovery heart.
Yeah, if they were looking for more bombs in that room that they're going through right now, if they wanted to check the rats, there's like a pack of rats in the upper right-hand corner that are really quick and easy to farm. But they have their 1 bomb. They seem content with it, so they're going to just keep going.
Yeah, 1 bomb's all they need to get these 3 chests coming up here in this room right here. Leaving these behind can be a detriment at times, but other times it can just be nothing major. And today, it is 50 rupees, 3 bombs, and 10 arrows. So a nice little ammunition care package there to start things off. We're going to need more bombs for Kakariko, but that's a good starting point.
Yeah, 2 bombs, like, that's enough to get you like through the first part of Kakariko, and you'd have to have some pretty bad luck, which, I mean, it is rando, to go through all of Kakariko and not get any more bombs.
Well, even then, the 50 rupees they bought gives them the ability to buy bombs at the vendor at the south of town. And I believe we have not seen the map, so they're going to be skipping the Sanctuary chest. They might, well, Benteezy's going to pick it up.
We've seen the map!
Yeah, Teto is going to skip that. Good awareness on his part. Could trip him up a little bit later, but I've seen that not be a thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, they see that chest clean closed, and they're like, oh, wait, I haven't opened this yet. And then they quickly realize, oh, wait, it was the map. That's why I left it closed.
Tier 2 tree pull is just some small magic today. Oh, and we have red rupees on the crab, and Tito's just not gonna grab the red rupees. That's okay.
Yeah, there's another one in the Lost Woods. Checking the lumberjack tree. It is a glove. Okay, Agahnim is required.
Oh, geez. That is good information to have. Like, normally I don't go there until I have the boots. But, hey, good for Teto.
So yeah, folks, Agahnim is required, even if Ice Palace, Mizumar, and Turtle Rock are all pendants this seed, which we know one of them can't be because we have Eastern Palace as a pendant. We still need those Titans Mitts in order to get to GT, so it is 100% required that we have an Agahnim seed today.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much that will shape their early game, because Teto, like, as soon as he gets the Aga starting pack, may just go right for Aga, like, ASAP to get those gloves, where Ben may clear a lot more before we get to that point.
Well, it kind of depends. We could have our boots pretty deep in Dark World, so that won't matter too much. But knowing that the gloves are there is going to be a nice relief for Tito's mind. And we could just have a delayed Agahnim in which we have normal Dark World access, but we need to do... And the only reason we fight Agahnim is for those gloves. And then Teto can just route that in whenever it's time to do so.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, some good money in Blind's hut.
Yeah, definitely enough to pay for the bottle merchant, as well as get another pack of bombs from down south. Although, did find some more bombs, though not really an important thing to do just yet. But it's definitely going to stock up for the South Shore.
What do we got in the well?
One of our first shields.
Now we just need a second shield so we can take on Blind. That's required, right? No, it's not.
No, but I'm a fan of the small shield at least, especially early on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like when I actually consciously use the shield when I'm running, and the only thing I could think of off the top of my head are like blind fights with the fire shield, and when I'm trying to enter a swamp palace. Oh, there's the fire shield. Hey, and like there's that one guard outside of Swamp Palace who throws a spear, and you can just walk by him with the shield in front.
Yeah, something I don't even think about, but I often have remarked on this. There's that one archer guard on your way to doing the hobo check with fake flippers. If he sees you and he snipes you, it's an instant KO. That shield, even if you have that little dinky first shield, that will save you from his sniper shot.
That is true, and I just never think of it. I just accept my death and then am pleasantly surprised when I don't die. 'Cause I'm like, I get the little tink noise. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm doing great. Totally planned.
I mean, if it saves your life, it saves your life.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing much else out of Kakariko that's worth mentioning other than the fighter shield. It does mean that we're not going to have an assured guess as to what our mail upgrades are, because now the the third shield, wherever that is also going to be a green pile of 20 rupees.
See where our runners go. I see Benteezy already going right and then to the left, changing his mind. Doing the more traditional southern checks. Some runners like to go to the right first, and they'll do like Moldorm Cave into Ice Cave, and then maybe do like fake flipper checks, and then save like Book for the Dam into Desert. But
Well, there's a sword.
Yeah, there's a sword, and I think Tito's actually going to do what I was just talking about.
I think I like Tito's grounding here because if he's going to do what I think he's going to do, he's going to do mini Moldorm Cave to a dam, to Agahnim, to checking at least the initial parts of Desert to see if there's a free items available, because we do have that book.
Yep.
And that means Desert Ledge is available to us, which could be something important.
Yeah, you get something like the mushroom or the book like really early in the seed, and it's kind of like you're inclined to check them out, I feel like.
And there's our ice rod. And that could have been the third shield or one of our armor upgrades. We don't know yet. And we probably won't ever know.
Let's just say it's the shield. We found all the shields, guys. We did it.
I mean, it's more likely to be the armor, but I suppose
It is.
that works. I mean, the next green 20 we find is definitely the armor.
And Tito is indeed doing exactly what you said he would do. Is going left. Probably going to keep going left. While we get a ice cave check from Benteezy.
Yeah, Benteezy is doing a more traditional South Shore routing here, going from Dam to Mini Moldorm to Ice Rod Cave. Because this also lets you open up to doing the fake flipper checks that I mentioned earlier, which very close to actually paying Zora right now.
Now remind me, did we get a stun prize check already or no?
We did. It was a recovery heart.
Oh, okay. I do know. I'm curious as to why Benteezy. Oh, Benteezy didn't check what was bush crab, did he? That was Teto, so he doesn't know that they're dropping 20 rupees each.
No, but the Magic Cape there is also a good find because that's one step of our Agahnim progression. We just need the lamp now for it to be completely in logic. And it's very likely that it is an Agahnim play considering we have a lamp, or not a lamp, the glove on the Lumberjack ledge. Teto, meanwhile, is going to go check Agahnim.
Survey says he's a heart. And for those of you just tuning in, we do know there is a glove on Lumberjack Ledge, and so does Teto. Benteezy, not as much.
Yeah, Benteezy doesn't have that information, but we do have the information that Thieves Town is a pendant today. And there's our hook shot.
Ooh.
And there's the other glove.
Oh boy.
So if the hammer ends up being in Eastern Palace, we do have Dark World. Oh no, not yet, not yet. I almost forgot. We need to find the Moon Pearl.
All right, let's see if Benteezy is doing any double pumping. Yeah, good old double pumps.
Yeah, just that little extra pixel of movement saves just a little bit of time, but it adds up.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only way, unless you want to throw the boomerang at the guard, which they do have, the only way to really get past that guard just by walking is doing the double pumping. And for those of you who don't know what pumping is, it's pretty much like if you're in like a very narrow corridor, kind of like what Benteezy's in right now, you could be wiggling your controller to like the left or right or up and down as you go through it, and that just gives you a little bit of a speed boost. But it does make a noticeable difference in certain places, like getting past that blue guard in front of Eastern, or doing that one big bridge on left side Death Mountain.
I was wondering why people climbed that so fast. Never actually figured it out myself.
Yeah, there's double pumping for that, and then oh hey, lamp.
Again, logic.
Oh yep, that does put us into Aga mode. Although Ben probably doesn't know that yet because Ben found the glove, right? In Saha's hut.
No, Teto knows the gloves on Desert Ledge.
Oh, I could have sworn we saw another glove already.
We found the hook shot.
Oh, the hook shot.
At Sahasula's house.
That's what it was.
And that is, I believe, the second item in the ferry. So we could have a 3-item Eastern here if the item's in the big chest. And it's the map. So Benteezy will be moving on to check the...
Oh, that's where the other glove was. It was on Desert Ledge. That's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah. We do have access to Village of Outcasts collectively, although still no Moon Pearl.
Yeah, where's that Moon Pearl gonna be today?
Although I will say that the entirety of Light World Death Mountain is available to us except for Hera.
Yep.
And Tito's not even going to care about the lamp going straight up there.
Yeah,
no hook shot.
No lamp, no hook shot going up the mountain. Here we go.
Yeah, we'll have the hook shot there. We're not going to see it. We're also not going to see the third item in Eastern right now because it's on the boss.
Ooh, that's a bummer. And you know, it's slightly inefficient. Like Teto doesn't know that because they don't have the hook shot or the lamp yet. But it's not a bad call either because like the first time you go up the mountain, you're also getting that checkpoint with the old man, which you could just save and quit and just be right up there the next time right away. And wait until you get the hook shot to come back up again.
Timely heal there for Teto.
Both of our runners do have Zora money now.
And Zora is in logic with the gloves that Teto and soon Benteezy will have.
Yep. Yeah, Benteezy about to see his glove.
Our piece on Spectacle Rock, and inside Spectacle Rock we have a full heart container. Could be same card because that is guaranteed to be an item.
Yep. But now we'll never know. Left behind unless Benteezy goes for it, which no, Benteezy's not going to go for it.
Yeah, there's a few more heart containers available.
Yeah, they'll find their health somewhere else. I missed what that... It looks like bombs.
It was
but...
bombs.
Okay, cool. We're at that point in the race where they're just kind of covering each other's tracks at the moment. So where could Moon Pearl be? Like, is Moon Pearl going to be on Pyramid Ledge?
I wouldn't say that just yet. It's a possibility, but we have the entirety of Paradox Cave. If we have Spiral Cave still available, now available with Teto's hookshot.
Right, that's correct, because Teto went up mountain without the hookshot. I'm pretty sure we're about to see those checks. Yeah, good call.
Teto, though, is abandoning the lamp in Eastern Palace, so he doesn't quite know that Agahnim is available yet. But he also doesn't have that many other checks in logic. He's going purely for item density here, and I can't say no to that kind of mentality, because a lot of items can mean a lot. Now, Benteezy with the lamp can actually finish Desert Palace, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
Oh, very good call. You know, I'm curious to see how long does Teto put off Eastern Palace, because it's pendant. Eastern Palace is just kind of like, it's one of those dungeons you always just leave alone for as long as possible if you can help it. I'm curious to see like if Teto eventually like gets a fire rod and makes the Aga play with just that, or if Tito's gonna wait until they get the lamp to do the climb to be like, okay, now it's in logic.
Second pile of green 20s there, so that was definitely an armor upgrade. Master Sword, Quake Medallion.
Nice.
So, unless King Zora and Spiral Cave have both of the missing checks we need, this is an Agahnim requirement for Dark World access, in addition to just having that glove available to us later on. I think those are the only two checks left in Logic.
Yeah, nope, I'm pretty sure you're correct.
And there's the first crystal of the match for Benteezy. Did we find an item on Lambols there? I wasn't quite looking.
I didn't catch an item there, but it wasn't anything important, I believe.
Yeah, there was an item on the torch. It was a bottle with a bee in it.
Yeah. It was Compass on Lambo. Thanks, chat.
Yes, thank you, chat. And while we're thanking people, there's our Moon Pearl.
Hey!
While we're thanking people, I'm gonna go in and shout out our tracker, Roddy, who is keeping those items up to date for us. And yeah, Teto is probably heading over to Eastern Palace now. Oh no, he's gonna do the fake flippers because now he can get the 2 items of waterfall with the Moon Pearl flipperless state or waterwalk state.
Yeah, when you ditch Eastern Palace like Teto did after getting the hook shot, you kind of get into the mindset that, like, you write it off. And you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to commit to that play for a hot minute. So I still think it's going to be a while before Teto ever goes back to Eastern.
Yeah, and Eastern is going to be important with the lamp there.
Oh yeah, I guess getting the lamp is what would tell Teto you have to do Aga now rather than later. Missed hook shot.
I mean, he can still dodge it if the hammer is on Zora.
Mm-hmm.
Or he sequence breaks the hammer with the fake flipper coming up here.
Teto was using some in-game knowledge back there. There's that rock in the upper right-hand corner of the screen he's about to transition to. It's a 50% bomb drop. So if you ever accidentally come up to Ice Rod Cave with gloves and you're like, oops, I don't have any bombs, there's one right there.
Teto does know he needs to do Agahnim regardless. There is a glove on Lumberjack, like we've been saying. But Teto, I think, is hoping that he can put it off until later. But I don't think that is going to be too much of an option now with only one item potentially in logic, and that could not be our hammer.
Yeah. Alright, well, both of our runners now know it's an Agaseed, so...
And Benteezy does have the tools to climb the tower. And that guard almost got the sniper off. Didn't quite see him until the very end.
Sniper, no sniping.
Nice reverse water walk out of it. Or water... reverse fake flippers. Me, get your words right.
I mean, they do have that amazing fire shield to block that shot from the guard, so... they'll be fine.
I mean, fire shield is the best shield. I'm going to be honest with that. Because it blocks the most things you're going to be getting hit by. And if you don't want to deal with the shield lag, you can get rid of it still.
Yeah, it's practical, it's got a compact design, it's great. It's the perfect shield.
Right? Oh, per container and 10 arrows.
Alright, Zora region, what do you got for us? Uh-oh.
Alright.
I feel like Tito's gonna start feeling like they gotta go back to Eastern Palace area. Just to confirm whether it's an Agaseed or not. Well, an early Agaseed.
I mean, unless the hammer is here, we know it's an early Agaseed.
Hammer?
Nope.
Ah, feels bad.
So I think at this point, Teto knows that he's missed the lamp somewhere.
Well, I think Teto knows where that somewhere is, and it's in the last place that they want to go, which is back to the eastern area. Or...
Teto, you are a braver man than I.
Are they? Really?
I think they are. They're gonna do a lampless Aga climb. This is... I'll be honest.
I appreciate this. Thank you, Teto. Give us that good content. Like, Teto knows where the lamp is at this point, and they're just like, nah, I don't need it.
Yeah, so lampless Agahnim is... I'm gonna be perfectly honest, in my opinion, it is the hardest dark room to learn, because there's 2 floors of dark rooms, and there's also pits involved, which could easily kill you. And the guards are very aggressive in the dark as well, and completely invisible to your sight lines.
Yeah, chat pointing out, it could be other things in Eastern, like it could be any number of items that give you, like, fetch quests. It could be powder, for all Teto knows. Well, I guess not powder, because we'd need the hammer, but yeah, regardless, Teto's just going for it.
Yeah, the only thing that this backfires on him is if that lamp is our intended fire source for a lot of stuff, like maybe the left side of Meyer. And surprisingly, we found that book very early on, and neither runner checked the pedestal. So this could be a logical all dungeons for all we know. But no one has checked the pedestal yet.
What a shame. Where was the book? It was, like, in Kakarika, right?
I think it was actually in the escape sequence.
Oh, I'm surprised that neither of them checked it then. They walked right by it. Because, I mean, Teto was doing the whole entire, like, I'm gonna check Lumberjack. You know, might as well not check Pet, I guess. You know, without the boots, so...
Teto now on the 2nd floor. There are pits in this upcoming room. He has to be extremely careful. Gonna drink the red potion for safety. Smart.
Oh, yeah, I know which room they're in now, yeah. This is the tricky room. I feel like the ones before this are not too bad, but this one with all the pits, ugh.
Yeah, the first hard room in this is the maze with the guards that can be aggressive on you, because they can see you in the dark and you can't. This one also has guards, but also has pits.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and at least with the maze, you could just like hold up, down, left, right, you know, and just walk against the wall, kind of like you would do with like the Pod Dark maze. Like navigate your way around. Pits, not so much.
And Teto is through the dark rooms. Very nicely done.
What a gamer.
Yeah, take it from me. Those dark rooms are not easy. I refuse to learn them because they're that difficult.
Yeah, I had a situation like months ago where I was racing in League, and like the fastest way to win the game was to do Dark Aga, and I just didn't know it. I had to learn it after that. Like I felt so bad.
But you can see that how much the lamp helps here in terms of time. Benteezy already caught up. Only a 4 behind, I believe. Alright, so Agahnim 1 is a fixed pattern. Both runners are going to have the same RNG logic for fairness. But there's a set of 5 attacks. The first attack and the last attack are always the same. A reflectable orange shot and lightning strikes. The 3 attacks in between them are either another reflectable shot or a non-reflectable shot that we like to call the blue balls. So how many of those blue shots are we going to get?
6. That's it. That's my guess.
Well, I'm a little late to guess, but I'm going to say the average. I'm going to go over the average of 3. There's one right there. Alright, it's good first start. Now, one thing it isn't set is this lightning attack. That will not be the same for Benteezy. But where they teleport to, what shot they're going to get, all completely fixed RNG.
I'm looking to see if either of them are positioning specifically for Agahnim, because there's a few runners who like to they put themselves on the side, so they always push Agahnim towards the center, so his teleport range is a little bit shorter. I didn't really see that from Teto, but I'm curious to see if I see that from Benteezy.
Definitely an interesting strategy. I never thought about it. Map check here. These town we already knew was a green pendant. 5-6 over in Skull Woods. And the last pendant is over in Ice Palace.
We did see those strats from Benteezy, and Pyramid Ledge just had a fat red 20.
Teto not wasting any time, gonna go ahead and check Catfish.
Yeah, I think Tito's waiting to be able to route both Pod and Eastern together. Like, I think they know that something is definitely good in Eastern that they need, but they can hold off on it for now.
Yeah, I think at this point Teto is aware that the lamp has to be in the Eastern Palace or behind something in Eastern.
Yeah, something that leads to the lamp. Yeah.
So he knows that he'll eventually get a fire source if he goes to Eastern, but putting it off makes some sense. He just has to be careful that he doesn't put it off for too long because the mirror could be fire locked for all we know.
Ooh, divergence. No catfish check from Benteezy. Gonna pay off.
Yeah, only 3 bombs at Catfish. We're seeing Benteezy now heading over to hopefully Bumper Ledge to start things off. Might as well.
Yeah, I think he got the cape. Might as well.
Ooh, half magic.
It's tempting. I saw that hesitation, Benteezy. I am right there with you where I'm like, I want it, but I'm kind of in the middle of a race.
I mean, that half magic allows him to be a lot more liberal with his fire rod shots and upcoming bosses, with Monfila being required. Ganon, especially because we have to do silverless strat, so lighting the torch and trying to get triples is going to be very magic draining.
Yeah, it may actually be worth it because, like, what's your alternative if you're like trying to be like conservative with your magic? Is like fluting to pick up like more magic pots if you like beef a fight somewhere in the race. So neither runner gonna get it though.
Teto was not picking it up either.
I mean, we just saw Dark Aga from Teto. Teto doesn't need half magic.
He might actually if he never picks up that lamp. Because I don't think
that is true.
Yeah, he would need to have an absolute perfect triples against Agahnim if he doesn't have the lamp, as it stands now. It'll be a little less magic dependent if he has the tempered sword, but it's still a very tight window.
Have we found anything in Skullwoods? Oh, well, yes, we did. We just found something in Skullwoods.
And that gives us access to our Titan's mitts. Boots for Benteezy. Teto will pick those up in a matter of moments.
Again,
and Benteezy.
Quit. Yep, going straight for those mitts.
Yeah, not wasting any time. It makes perfect sense to me. He can also check the bonk rocks on his way through. And then, actually, he could skip the bonk rocks here, get the boots, then double back and check bonk rocks, and then route in King's Tomb on the way.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But no, just gonna get the bonk rocks.
A couple different ways you could play this one.
I feel you have to double back and check King's Tomb if you're getting the Titan's Mitts out of Lumberjack.
Yeah, both of our runners in the same mindset. Get the mitts, do bonk rocks, and they'll probably double back for Graveyard Ledge.
Someone putting out saving quit might be faster. Yeah, that's probably faster actually.
And back they go.
Alright, let's see what King's Tomb has. And that is one of the drawbacks here. You can see all these Poes flying around in the graveyard. The Light World's kind of transitioned into a hard mode state now that we defeated Agahnim. And it's also going to affect us later on in the Dark World, because once we find that mirror, we have a save and quit point on the pyramid itself. So if we want to be in the Light World, we have to mirror to the Light World, then save and quit to hit one of our points there.
Yeah, definitely something like, especially if you're like newer to Randomizer or just speed running this game in general, like it's gonna get you a few times at the very least. But it does make routing the big bomb a little bit easier if we get to that point.
Yeah, because you can use the Agahnim portal to get through there. In fact, that's actually one of the ways that the Agahnim could be required, is to get the super bomb over there, because the hammer is locked in Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I've seen it before. See, shoot house. That's actually what's... Or is that 100 rupees? And both runners going into...
Yeah, they're just following each other right now. So the only deviation we've had between these two runners is that Benteezy did Eastern Palace. Trying to think.
Okay, so only 2 items so far in the and there's only going to be 2 items in the upper parts of Thieves Town. We'll see if our runners decide to leave behind. Gonna drop the ferry. Gonna definitely do a Death Warp.
Yeah, pretty good strat. I mean, it is green pendant, which is kind of enticing, but without the hammer, it's not as enticing to go through there.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. It's a pretty common play to see the first 4 without the hammer. Back 4, that's debatable, honestly.
Yeah, like if I only saw like maybe 1 item in the front, I might be inclined to be like, oh, well, there's 3 items in the back. I guess I'll do the rest of Thieves Town. But without seeing exactly that, I might be less inclined until I get the hammer.
Alright, let's see what the dig game has. $10 digs for $5. Not worth. On the earlier side of things, at least.
Ooh, are we gonna see? Yeah, we're gonna see a world tour coming from both of our players, I think. Oh, I don't think that was intentional.
No, I don't think we
Really?
need money from the archery game.
Really wanted that archery game really quickly.
Oh, hey! That's not too far from vanilla, actually. Normally, he gives you the shovel so you can pick up the flute yourself, but that works too.
Is Ben... Okay, I think Ben is remembering that the world tour is an option, or the flute convinced them that this is the right play, because now it's a little bit more efficient. Grabbing good old Jeremiah. Getting that hook speed not into the rupee game.
Yeah, and also gets the poultry there. Pulse dash, rather. Hype Cave starting off with 20 rupees, a heart piece, 10 arrows, the mirror,
oh,
and another 20 rupees. Alright, so Teto has to mirror and save and quit, because, like I said, because we beat Agahnim, we can't save warp now.
I mean, Teto can just go backwards now, because they have the book. They could go do Bombo's tablet, do 45, and then just walk back to Kakariko with the flute and the mirror. If they wanted to. That is true. They could just rat all that in together now.
I never seen this with the Bombos check. That's actually pretty funny. Single arrow on Bombos.
Worth it. How many single arrows are there? Are there 2 in the pool? I forget.
There's just 1 singular arrow in the pool.
So just the one. Just the arrow of destiny.
Now we're still missing the hammer. We're still missing the flippers. Missing the fire rod. And a fire source. And the bow. So not quite... Yeah, we're nowhere near Go Mode just yet.
Yeah, we've got a little bit more ways to go. I mean, this is a speed run, so it's not going to be like... We're not going to be sitting here, hopefully, for like another hour for Go Mode. But you never know. It's rando.
Yeah, the mirror is still pretty strong here. And combined with the flute, that means we do have access to the Maya region, and we can full clear that, actually.
Oh, yeah. Lamp, Samari. Well, depends if we don't know the medallion yet, do we? No, we don't.
We don't know the medallion yet. That's
Yeah.
why I said potentially full clear.
Yeah, okay.
Blue cone online now for Teto. And Teto can't clear Meyer if the big key is on the Firelock side either. But
Oh,
kind
that's
of.
true.
But Teto did a lampless Aga. He kind of knows the lamp's in logic somewhere. He just hasn't picked it up yet.
Yeah, I'm curious how long we'll go without Teto, like, just exploring the fact that there's definitely a fire source locked behind Eastern Palace. when is he gonna go pick it up?
But hope soon.
I mean, he could find Fire Rod really soon and just never ever have to go there, so...
I think the most likely time Teto goes to get the lamp and get everything done is if he gets the bow. Because then he can potentially clear most of the pod while he's in the area.
Yeah. Well, preferably the hammer as well, since pod is a crystal this game, but we will see.
And Hammer could be in Liarmo's Knights for all we know. They still have the third item in Eastern Palace.
Thank you, Blacksmith Chain, for that wonderful 20 rupees.
Benteezy is now going to go get the half magic.
Oh! Changing their mind. Yeah, this is a curious call. It's like, you know what? Now I need half magic. I didn't need it before, but something new's come up, and I need it now.
Actually, I like this play because Benteezy's routing this in with Graveyard Ledge and I think King's Tomb as well. No, our runners have already checked King's Tomb, but this is still good regardless.
Yeah, they're running in with Graveyard Ledge, yep.
Teto, meanwhile, is still skipping it.
Questions in chat. Catfish, it was bombs. And then Ped, we have not gotten a Ped check yet. Ped is not dead.
And I'm looking at the items we can potentially have on it. Hammer can't be there. Fire Rod or Bombos can't be there.
It could be Ether.
Could be Ether for entering Turtle Rock.
Yep.
It could be Fire Rod or Bombos. It depends on which of the other is available for Ice Palace.
For Ice Palace, yep.
Bow definitely can't be on there, unless there's a second bow out there that's not available.
That would certainly be a classic. Bombos locks Fire Rod in Ice Palace. People love to see it. Why not see it on Ped as well? You know?
We also cannot see flippers on Ped. Because again, we need those to enter Ice Palace logically, although our runners will probably just fake flipper into it.
Maybe it's going to be something amazing on Ped like Shovel. You know, that's going to really excite our runners when they see that it's Shovel on Ped.
I don't want it to be a fetch quest, I'm going to be honest. Alright, medallion check for Turtle Rock. It is Quake!
Oh. And that is... Oh, they don't have the hammer yet, so they can't go in just yet. But if they do find the hammer, maybe here in Hookshot Cave, they can do a little tiny dip into Turtle Rock.
It could be a much more than a tiny dip.
It could be. If everything they find in the first few chests are all small keys, it could be a big dip.
I have heard legends that the Fire Rod on Laser Bridge but I have yet to see it.
The legends, the legends of old, of the fire rod on Laser Bridge.
And with the mirror, Hera is now available, so our runners are gonna go do that. Taking Ether Tablet.
Womp womp. It was a health restore for Benteezy, but
Yeah, both runners are at a fairly high health total for this late in the siege, 10 and 11 hearts respectively.
and both of them still leaving behind what must be the Sank Heart in Spectacle Rock. What a shame. I'm just assuming it's the Sank Heart in there.
Well, we haven't found it yet, and I think that one is one of the 7 guaranteed.
Yeah, Sank Heart's always in the pool.
And nice hookshot strats from both runners doing the Herapod.
What's your preferred Harapot strategy? What do you like to do?
Hook dash.
Okay.
I don't know the bomb setup at all.
Yeah, I'm like old school. Like I only know the bomb setups.
And there's both items, Blue Boomerang and 50 rupees.
Thanks a lot, Hera. Now, good old Bloomerang strats for Ganon's Tower when that becomes relevant, but
Oh, got a poke there.
ooh, spike. Oh, okay, that's fine too.
Yeah, nice cleanup there. If Moldar's on his last hit, he does get ridiculously fast, so good backup there from Teto. Pulling out the cape for safety.
I just would have forgotten. Just been like, I guess I'll just back myself against the wall and poke him when he charges into me inevitably. Benteezy, you're about to find out. Yes. Okay. There we go. It's all right.
And our medallion for Meyer is Bombos.
Ooh. Bombos Meyer.
And there's our bow. That might be
yep.
going into Eastern Palace finally.
Yeah. Go to do Checkerboard Cave, mirror out, head to Pod, and then just like mirror into Eastern Palace whenever you're sick of Pod. Hopefully this isn't going to be a required Pod double dip, but it's probably going to be a Pod double dip.
Little mismenuing there. I think Teto wanted to flute to 5.
Wrong. 2.
Picking up some posters, I think.
Keeping you guessing.
Actually,
they both went to 2. I mean, I'm more curious about why Benteezy did that, because Benteezy's got the half magic, but
oh, they have to go this way to 4 because they don't have the hammer. Right, I forgot.
Yeah, no hammer, no flippers.
Yeah, I forgot the portal at 5 is hammer locked. Whoops. Benteezy, meanwhile, setting up a water walk. Potentially doing the Zora checks?
Oh, yeah. I was trying to figure out what it was that Teto did earlier in the seed that Benteezy didn't. And, yeah, Teto did the flipper checks already.
Yeah, this race has been pretty neck and neck, but Teto has done a few more one-off checks than Benteezy has.
Yeah, and then Chat was mentioning it earlier. Benteezy also does have 1 crystal up.
Yeah, that's in part...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in part due to him having the lamp. so he could clear desert on his first trip, whereas Teto did not have the lamp. But hopefully we'll find his fire source here soon.
All right, Pod, what you got for us?
Okay, to start out.
So generally what we're looking for in the front of Pod is 4 of these chests in the front part of Pod before you get to, like, what is it, arena room? Or even arena, there's these 2 chests here. 4 of these chests have to be small keys. 2 of them could potentially be anything else. So if you find 2 things that are not small keys in these first 6 chests, you can skip the big key chest, which is like that one inconvenient one hidden behind that door up there, because it's going to be guaranteed a small key. So that's usually the kind of like information you're fishing for when you're routing Pod.
Yeah, and that has to do with something called key logic, which basically, for Pod here, it's the perfect example. The key logic sees the front door, the door leading to the back of Pod, the small key door leading to the big key chest, and the small key door leading to the boss as all 4 potential doors. And it assumes that whatever small key you use last as we pick up bombos there is used on the very last door you have opened. Even if you haven't opened the other door. So to accommodate for all 4 of those doors being available and you're using a key on them, they make 4 keys available so you cannot soft lock yourself.
Yeah, it becomes really important to like know when you're like doing key sanity. It's a nice to know here because it just helps you understand like which chests you can skip. Like we may see Teto go through, for example, these next few rooms, and if he walks out of the rupee room with 3 small keys, we're going to see him do Harmless Hellway. If he walks out with 2, we're probably going to see him skip it. So. So, makes it a little bit more efficient, or makes it more efficient.
Hammer!
Oh, jeez. Hey, no Pod double dip, though. Good old French vanilla hammer.
And there's the flippers as well, so...
Oh, hey. Hey, now we can get to Pod. Oh, wait.
And so the only thing keeping Pedestal alive right now is the fire rod.
Or the shovel that leads to the fire rod.
And Teto knows he needs a fire source of some kind, so... He knows there's one potentially in Eastern... Actually, no, he has to know the lamp's over there.
I mean, the lamp or a fetch quest to get to the lamp, yeah. Yeah, is this it?
Yeah,
there we go. Go
yeah,
get your lamp.
Gonna go clear this. Now, the firework could be on the armor size for all we know.
Yeah, so we're going to get... Tita's going to get their lamp, and then they're probably going to go back and finish off the rest of Pod. And Benteezy's just going to keep cruising where they are right now. Ooh, Benteezy, you're out of keys. What did I miss here? Did you do left... Did Benteezy do... Oh, hammering up. Okay. Yeah, chat talking about the turtles in the dark room. Definitely difficult. There is like a script people know where you can walk in and like do the same exact actions every single time and get reliable kills. And then also with Fire Rod, that room's not bad. You just walk in, walk a little lift, and light up a torch. But yeah, if you don't know either of those, Turtle Room, kind of scary.
Yeah. Can definitely make things a little more difficult for you.
I mean, I personally
care.
avoid it. What were you gonna say?
Teto just gonna ignore the item on Eastern Palace.
I mean, it is a pretty big commitment to go all the way to the back.
And then all the way to the boss. Yeah, makes sense.
Like Teto knew that something leading to the lamp was going to be in there. They found it, and they're like, all right, pretty content with the information I just got.
Yeah, so now things have evened up in terms of checks, I think.
Yeah, other than the Desert Palace boss, they are pretty close. I mean, and Teto skipped half magic. But...
And Benteezy hasn't done the Maya region yet. So yeah, they're pretty even. I'd say
it's
very
minuscule.
Slight edge. Yeah, it's minuscule, but I'd say the very slight edge to Benteezy right now. Just because he has less to do in terms of dungeons.
Yeah.
But it's not over until the dot done.
Good old NMG hammer strats. You see a lot of runners like to do like a little bit of sword extension there, but not Benteezy. Just goes right in for the kill.
Alright. And on Hellblazer King is the mushroom. That could be your fire rod. So I think the correct play for Benteezy here is actually to fluke to 4 before turning that mushroom in.
Well.
And do the fake powder to check the magic bat. Then turn in the mushroom.
Oh, do you mean fluke to 3? Kakariko?
Fluke to 3, yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I was like 4. I was like, what's over there? What am I about to learn? No, but that makes a lot more sense. Like doing the fake powder check before getting rid of your mushroom.
So a lot is available to our runners here. Ice Palace is available. Actually, Pet is available.
Pet is available. You get that sweet, sweet shovel.
I'm thinking it's potentially Fire Rod. Yeah, Tita's gonna do Mire Desert at this point. Swamp's also available. So yeah, we just need the Fire Rod for Go mode. And Fire Rod, for all we know, could be in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it very well could be.
And Benteezy's not even going to consider fake powder, just going to turn in the mushroom and go.
Yeah, we have some newcomers in chat. We explained the mode at the very beginning, but we'll just do a quick refresher. This is standard mode, but with a hard item pool, which means we just don't see the really, really big ticket items like the golden sword, no silvers, no mail upgrades, and no mirror shield. But otherwise, it's a standard race between two runners. Not much deviation from there.
Yeah, we're already capped. We're also only capped to 14 hearts out of the 20 available. And once we hit the caps, they all turn into green piles of 20 rupees.
I always forget to mention that. But yeah, there's limited hearts as well. But I feel like the hearts, like I never think about the hearts when I'm running in this mode. So probably why.
Well, health does matter because a lot of things do a lot of damage in the late game. Case in point, Ganon's contact damage, a massive 8 hearts.
Those good Ganon hugs.
Chain Chomps, I think, if they lunge at you for a bite, it's 6 hearts. Second highest damage source in the game. The roller pins in Turtle Rock, they do 3 hearts of damage. They can add up pretty significantly.
You know what always catches me off guard because I forget it every time are the snails that drop the bombs. They also do a ludicrous amount of damage to you if you touch them for some reason, and I don't know why. But like that one room, Tito's coming up on it right now. If that snail just like bum rushes you, just like, oh shoot, there goes half my health.
And a little bit of key lodging nuance here. If there's a small key on the Firelock side, there has to be the big key in the cutscene chest. Because minor key logic is weird, and that's how it has to be.
Yeah.
I think there was a reason at one point, but the actual reason has escaped me.
Minor key logic, I haven't completely figured out. Like, I have the ways that I like to route it, whether it's key sanity or not. You know, whether I go right side or left side or not. But there is a specific key logic that tells you, like, where something might be in cutscene chest. So homework for all of you in chat, because I don't know it.
Alright. Big key now picked up. Cheetahs was thinking of going straight to the boss, but I think has not found items yet here. I think we're missing one.
Yeah, we're still missing something.
Now, it could be nothing, but at the same time, we're looking for one single item to put us in go mode.
Ooh, we have a prediction started. What is this?
The prediction is
who finds the fire rod first?
That could go either way, actually.
Yeah, it could. There's enough variance after this. It could be somewhere. It could be somewhere completely ludicrous.
Because Benteezy doesn't have to go into desert, whereas Teto does. So Teto will have a little bit less of a lead, and then Benteezy will start checking new stuff first.
Yeah.
But it might be on the boss here in Vitreous, which is probably the second hardest boss in the game because you don't have a really good way of fighting him normally.
Yeah. How many items did we find in the front of Thieves Town? Was it 2?
It was 2 items, I believe, yes. Because we found small key, big key.
So they could go into any of the pendant dungeon. Well, not... Yeah, they could go into any of the pendant dungeons to look for more items. They could dip Turtle Rock, potentially, if they want to do the big brain play and hope that all the small keys are right in the front. Yeah, there's a lot of places the fire rod could be.
All right, let's see what the strategy Tito's gonna use. It's gonna be cape and slash strats. Try to minimize the drain with the sword being swung as rapidly as possible. And I believe, yeah, the second item has to be on Biddy. Now the slashes to the big eye are actually doing damage to him as well, so get some extra hits in. Does have to be a little careful with the slime, but there we go. 8 or less arrows now. Boss is down. And just get some ammo back.
Oh, beautiful. What a great refund. Thank you, Viddy. Very, very kind of you.
And well executed by Teto as well.
Now we don't have to make an unnecessary trip to the Ice Palace Ferry to get our arrows restocked.
Teto is abandoning...
Desert again? Teto, you can do desert. It's there for you.
That is an interesting play.
I mean, I'm one to talk. I lost one of my races because I literally just left Desert Crystal alone, doing the same exact thing. I just fluted away. I was like, whoops.
I can sort of see what Teto is doing here. He knows what 2 items are in Desert, so he is going to just focus on finding the Fire Rod first, and then just go mode Desert later. Kind of a nice heads-up play, because he wants to be in go mode for that, and not waste any time.
Yeah, I could find the Tempered Sword somewhere between then and there, so might speed up the Lambda fight a little bit.
And he already has the big key from his earlier dip, so he's literally just going to Desert to fight the boss, and that's pretty quick with a mirror the times within the flute.
Yeah.
And we're going to see something that we didn't see from Benteezy, the magic bat check with the mushroom. Use the Candice Mario, switch to the mushroom, and fake powder.
Literal magic. Except not, because we have no magic left. Oh, I got spooked there for a second. I saw a long vertical item, and I was like, oh, just 10 arrows. And we don't need that fairy, apparently. Get out of here.
I think this is telling me that Tito's going to flute to stock up on blue potions and head into Ice Palace.
Yeah.
And Benteezy, meanwhile, is looking to go to Swamp Palace, so we got a lot of nice diversions here.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. It was like, there's so many places they could go fishing for the Fire Rod at this point. Swamp Palace makes sense, though, because you can do it. It's a crystal. You should do it. Now the question is, how much of Swamp Palace do you do?
That is the question here. I think when you're... My personal opinion is if you're in a one-item go mode, you don't risk leaving an item behind the left side of the swamp if you can help it, because that could be the item you are missing.
Oh, see, I like playing it spicy. When I'm one item away from go mode, I'm just assuming it's in the back of Swamp Palace. I'm just going for it.
Oh, Tito's actually going to go to Swamp. Okay, this is Spark. Going to Swamp, then Ice.
Bombs.
I mean, the worst place for the fire to be, let's be real here, it's on Laser Bridge. But it could be also on Pedestal. Neither runner has used that book, which they've had since the escape sequence to check the Pedestal, which I feel has been kind of wasted, but so it goes.
Yeah, they're providing this good content for us, and they couldn't even humor us with a ped check. Good lord. What are they doing? Are they trying to win a race or something like that?
I mean, they are, because this is a race that
geez.
decides who moves on to the main bracket of our tournament here. Their tournament lives are on the line here.
But I want to know what's on ped.
Well, the end credits will tell us.
Yeah. Alright, Benteezy's doing left side swamp.
Setting up the bomb there.
Teto gonna do?
Oh, now this is clever. He's gonna do diver down here, Benteezy, then walk back into the room so that he can now trigger the switch for the bomb blast, get the key, and then just jump back out of the water. Very well done. Oh no, he's just gonna take the key and go to the
changing
back.
his mind. All right. No left side swamp today. Just grabbing some keys.
Actually, that's kind of smart, because that way, if there is dungeon items over here, the left side swamp's already been done, so he can just walk over there.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before, but
Berry and the compass, so there is an item on the left side swamp. That's our third bottle as well. And we know where all 4 bottles are now. The 4th one's on the torch and desert. Big key.
well, looks like they're gonna go back in maybe. So
Yeah, there's at least 1, if not 2 items in here still.
yeah,
I forget if they found
on
the
the
map.
map, right? Yeah.
I do like Ben's play earlier, though, because this tells us that he's going to full clear swamp, and he decided to open up the left side path in advance to make sure that he had, so he doesn't have to do that on the return trip. That water will stay there.
Some slightly different strategies coming from both of our runners. We see Teto doing the spin strats, and then we see Benteezy just slapping the puffs down.
Yeah, Benteezy was trying to get some double spins, but unfortunately could not get them off quite as easily. And Ice Rod. Oh, missed a couple shots. Whereas Teto just absolutely annihilates
Teto
it.
just annihilates him.
And that's a green pile of 20 rubies. That was one of our progression items that has hit its limit. It's been so long since we've seen it that I don't even know what it could have been.
All right, what do they do?
Teto going back in.
Yep.
Benteezy
Yeah, with that big key.
also going back in.
I mean, Benteezy, we saw that they were setting up for it. Teto is a little bit more, you know, you get the big key, you can't leave it behind. I remember one of the qualifier races, so many people fell so far behind because Fire Rod was indeed in the big chest, and that was like everybody's go mode. And a bunch of people just skipped it. It's
And there's the map, so 2 items on the left side.
Could one of them be the Fire Rod? We'll find out very shortly.
Probably. Teto does have to drain the water here still. But Benteezy, having done it in advance, doesn't have to, so he'll be the first one to check. Alright, dropping down here to see what is in the left-hand chest. It is a single rupee. I think this chest has to be our last item now.
Yep.
And it's a blue rupee, so it's not in Swamp Palace, but good on our runners for checking it just in case.
Left side swamp giving us a hot 6 rupees. We rich now, boys. Where are we going? Is this it? Is this the ped check?
I mean, he has no other dungeons in Logic, so this makes the most sense.
Nope.
This is Thieves Town.
Thieves Town. Or we're just gonna go on a nice walk.
Hammer pegs. He hasn't done hammer pegs yet.
Hammer pegs. Okay, now we've got to figure it out.
Right, because he didn't decide to go over here earlier. Teto, meanwhile, is going to go into Ice Palace.
Go straight into Ice Palace. I mean, they've had the book since the first like 5 minutes of the game. I don't know what's gonna take them to like be like, okay, now I should do a pet check.
And Benteezy hasn't turned into this either.
Oh, I'm so bad at that trick. Where you hook shot and dash with either the purple chest or the big bomb. I'm just bad at it.
Leaving his portal there, so probably thinking going into Thieves Town, and this is nothing. And we will know it will be nothing because we've already seen this from Teto. First check in Ice Palace is the compass.
Okay, well, doesn't mean a lot for us just yet. I mean, it gives us a little bit of idea of what the intended logic might end up being, but oh, Teto not hitting the switch. Does not intend to clear, potentially.
Nice bumper left setup. That's our first item at Ice. We're going to see the back of Thieves Town. Either runner could find the fire out here in short moments.
Yeah, I think we have two, chat's asking, I think we have 2 items left in Thieves Town.
Yeah, we have 2 items left in Thieves Town. We now also have 2 items left in Ice.
Still 2 items left. Getting that small key does make routing in Ice Tea Room a little bit easier. Oh!
Wrong medallion!
Hmm.
And there's our map in there, so the other items are in the back. Second item in Ice Palace picked up.
Yep. Wrong red item. People say Quake is a pretty useless medallion, but did you know, viewers, that you can bonk trees with the Quake medallion? It's a rarely used skill.
Third item, Tempered Sword. Teto just gonna nope out of Ice Palace. That is still a great find, though. That'll speed up those remaining fights.
Oh, Teto better hope it's not a pet seat at this point.
I mean, if it is, it's not that bad to do the icebreaker again. Teto just gonna pull the trigger going into Turtle Rock, it looks like.
I like it. It's a good power play. Oh, there's our compass.
Which means item on the boss of Thieves Town. And this is also Green Pendant, which is another item in of itself. Let's check his Spike Cave first. Makes some sense to me. Alright, here we go with the blind fight. Dies, but has the fairy.
Well, oh, okay, yeah. I remember they released a fairy earlier. I didn't catch the other one.
Yeah, our third bottle came with a fairy.
Oh, that's right. Oh.
Only bombs in Spike Cave. Heart piece on Blind himself.
Oh,
and there's our green
disappointments
pendant.
all around.
Benteezy can turn in that green pendant, though.
Teto, are we now going to get a pet check?
I don't know.
Nope, I don't think so. I don't think Tito's going to check ped now after just dipping out of Ice Palace.
We are running out of checks, though.
Yeah, what do... It's Turtle Rock, right? Is that what we're missing?
It's either Turtle Rock or it is, in fact, on Ped at this point.
It's got to be Turtle Rock or Ped.
Fear and Fairy would be an option if it wasn't for the fact Skullwoods is the other 5-6 crystal. We can't check it.
Okay, now the question is whether Benteezy goes all the way through Ice Palace even after finding that Tempered Sword as their third item. Gosh, this would make me so nervous if I was playing the seed, just being like, oh no, what if it's Ped? I didn't check it. What if my opponent checked it? We've had the book since the beginning.
I think if either runner checks Ped, I think they're going to feel like they've lost. But we know that they are actually pretty neck and neck.
Yeah. I mean, do you even check Ped at this point? Do you just assume that it is on Ped at this point? And just like, I'm going to blind pull it, even with the book.
There is also still an item on Eastern Palace's boss.
Oh yeah, there is that one too. Yeah.
But if it is Pedestal right now, then TC has the advantage because he already has one pendant and will probably kill Coldsteer just to make sure it's not Ped.
Yeah.
And he'll probably go straight to Eastern just to check that one last item.
Ben didn't turn in the green pendant, did they?
No, he did. Heart piece.
Oh, it was a heart piece. Okay. And for those asking in chat, I believe they've both been in Skullwoods. They just can't clear the rest of it out without the fire rod.
Yeah, I don't think they've even seen the... I don't think they've seen the middle part of it, but at the same time, they kind of need the fire rod to kill them off. And if it's on Pedestal, they're not exactly going to check that before going into the moth fight.
Getting some good script action from Teto over here on the blind fight.
Yep, hit him as soon as possible every single time. Does the same exact thing. Makes the fight that much easier. And that was a heart piece for Benteezy, which means Teto is now at maximum heart pieces. He's at 16, so his last heart container is in fact going to be a full heart container.
It's in Spectacle Rock, I'm telling you. That was the Sank heart.
Could very well be, for all we know. Neither runner has picked it up.
Is the fire rod?
Teto getting the flute out. Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock, here we go!
What a kick would it be if he went all the way into Turtle Rock and it's not there?
I know. I kind of want the quick realization, like, you go into Turtle Rock, and the very first item is just, like, it's like Burna. And you're just like, oh, no.
Yeah, Teto can get locked out pretty quickly here if the fire rod is not in Turtle Rock. He needs the small key to be in the very first 2 chests he finds, and then the big key has to be vanilla, and that will allow him to get all the way down to Laser Bridge. If none of that happens, that he is fire rod locked out of Turtle Rock, which means the fire rod is somewhere else.
And do we know where that somewhere else is?
Eastern Palace.
Yeah. Well, Eastern Palace or Ped, yeah.
Benteezy going to 5. He's thinking Ped.
Oh, Benteezy making the power play.
This all comes down to it. Who's making the right call here?
Who needs a Ped check? We're just gonna pull it. Teto, are you about to find the fire rod?
First check here is 20 rupees!
Oh no!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's either on the Armos Knights or it's on Ped. There's no other place left in the game. And if it's on Ped, Ben has got a huge advantage.
Oh, Tito's gotta be sweating now, like, oh no, I left Ice Palace.
Is this just go to Eastern Palace, or is this a logical all-dungeon seed? The Armos Knights hold our answer to that question.
Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm just waiting to see what happens on this Armos Knight.
I am pretty excited for this dude, not gonna lie.
Oh, okay, phew.
Alright, Benteezy with the Tempered Sword in hand.
The moment of
Trying to
truth.
fight the Armos Knights. Nice setup there. Gets it done. It's the butter, which we know is nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is logical. Ladies and gentlemen, it is logical. All dungeons. We have already checked Magic Bath this scene with the fake powder. It is a heart piece, I believe. Or no, it was 10 arrows. It was something that we didn't need. Fire Rod is locked behind Pedestal.
I'm still banking for shovel on Ped.
Benteezy's gonna go ahead and check the Magic Bat. Has not done this yet.
Yeah. Teto did it out of logic earlier with the mushroom trick that we all know and love. Teto getting the very bad news there.
Yeah, both runners now know that it is now Pedestal. And Ben is suddenly in a commanding lead with the entirety of Ice Palace done. Teto has to double dip.
Yeah, and I can't blame Teto either because, like, I don't know, that's just like a split decision, like split-second decision that you make when you're in Ice Palace. Like, do I peace out or do I start assuming this could be a Ped seed? Because Teto was in there a little bit before Benteezy had like started going into there. So, Rando be Rando.
Now Benteezy is going straight to the Pedestal. I would have possibly done a little bit of a different routing myself. I would have gone to Skull Woods and then mirrored before the entryway to Skull Woods. So that way, once I pull the Ped, which is the Fire Rod, I'm right there. Although, it could still be the shovel. Let's be real here. And there it is, Fire Rod.
No shovel. Aw, man.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is Gomo for Benteezy.
Guess my shovel is somewhere in GT to never be used. Unless they run out of arrows. So yeah, as the race currently stands, Benteezy, go mode with the fire rod. Tito's got to finish out this dungeon and then also do Ped, which I think they know it has to be there at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The really ironic thing here is, looking back at the seed, it basically handed you all the information you could have wanted to let you know this is a logical old dungeon seed. It handed you the book. It just said, hey, go check Aga. There's your glove. And if you check the pedestal, not even in 2 minutes later, you would have found out it's logical all dungeons.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was so surprised when I saw like Teto doing like the early lumberjack check without the boots, but then didn't check the ped. You know, I was just like, huh. That's curious to be like kind of thorough, but not all the way thorough.
I feel this race could have been very different had that happened.
Yeah. I mean, knowing something was on lumberjack right away, Teto knew, and then knowing something could have been on ped right away, Teto could have also had. Yeah, this race could have played out way differently because Teto never would have dipped out of Ice Palace. I think Teto would actually be in the lead right now, because they would have obviously just cleared all the dungeons.
Yeah. Nice quick kill from Moth there from Benteezy. That will be crystal number 6, and the Moth had Ether as well.
Oh, beautiful! It all came together in the end. That was the other item that could have potentially been on there before we found out what the medallions actually were.
And onwards to Total Rock for Ben. Teto will be going to get his fire rod shortly. And then it's a matter of execution.
Did Ben didn't check the front of Turtle Rock. That was just Teto, right?
Just Teto.
Yeah. Ooh,
Nice
that
triple ball.
Yeah. Get out of here, Dead Rock. We don't need your sass.
Oh, but Teto also has to finish Desert Palace. I almost forgot about that.
I mean, Desert Palace is still pretty quick, but that is something else they have to do.
Teto is going to the back of Skull Woods, is going to mirror, pull the pedestal, then take their portal back to go straight into the back of Skull Woods. I do like the heads-up play here. I mentioned this earlier, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah, you called it out earlier.
So yeah, Teto is just going to go to the back of the Skull Woods here, apply his mirror portal right in front of where he needs to use it.
And Teto is about to be in go mode with this shovel. Just kidding, it's a fire rod.
Yeah, Benteezy with the Ether Medallion from the Moth and the Tempered Sword as well. Going to be heading into Turtle Rock now.
Good little quick trick there from Teto. If you're picking up either a bomb or the Samari block, you can just walk through portals. And Teto did that there specifically to align themselves so they didn't like accidentally clip into a Dark World map thing. You know what I'm saying.
Alright, so we know this is going to be a small key on Ben. There's our bug net. It's a kind of a joke item these days, but in hard mode specifically, capturing fairies can be useful sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's also good for swag if you want to do Aga with the bug net. Show that you're a real gamer. Don't need no sword. Just bug net it. You don't have to grow up to be a real gamer. You just need the bug net. That's it.
Both runners on fairly even terms here now. Same level of sword, or the same items at this point. Teto now in go mode. Just needs to go finish Desert and now Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Desert, Turtle Rock, and we may need an arrow refill. Tito's sitting at 7 right now, which is, it's a spooky amount, but probably gonna find arrows before it becomes a problem.
Yeah, there's a few arrows on the way to Lamola's. And there's still, of course, the entirety of Turtle Rock, which could, or not Turtle Rock, Ganon's Tower, which could have some arrows on the way to finding the big key. Neither one's going to be able to find a sword, though, considering they have it all 3 of them right now.
Benteezy skipping all those checks. Benteezy has a tempered sword, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, once again, shout out to our tracker, Roddy. The tracker does like eating some inputs from time to time.
Yeah, if there's ever a mistake on the tracker, it's not the actual like person tracker that's at fault. It's the actual program. It just eats your inputs like all the time. You'll click on it and be like, "Yep, you have it selected," and then you have to like go in and do it like 3 times before it's like, "Oh yeah, update that on the stream, please."
Yeah, it gets especially annoying when you're trying to get a bunch of information at once. But there's crystal number 6 from Teto. Benteezy is on his way to getting crystal number 7.
So I did see Benteezy go outside. So does that mean that both small keys were in the big key chest and in the big chest?
Because I think he went outside to check the big chest just to make sure that he wasn't that he could do the Blazer Bridgeless route, but looks like that wasn't available to him.
Yeah. Oh, it was a vanilla big key. Okay, thank you, chat.
Yeah, vanilla big key means that's 100% not going to happen.
Yeah. That makes a lot more sense to me.
Pretty quick Trinex fight thus far. Probably going to move just a little bit. Nope. Alright. Pretty good position to try to get a double spin here off and hit the head one more time to get a nice quick kill on Helmslord King. There's a double spin and a slash. Perfect fight.
Beautiful, yep. Good job, Benteezy. Everyone saw you do that. You should be proud.
I think the bot is still down. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's the 7th crystal caught, which means we have a game we'd like to play. There are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower, only one of which can have our big key to finish the seed out. Give us a number in chat, tell us where you think the big key will be today. Slumberjack, where do you think it's going to be?
I just put 3 in chat because I just like the number 3. It's a good number.
I want to be a little later than that so that Teto can have a chance to find some arrows. I'll say 7.
And the fascinating thing is like Benteezy like clearly has like an advantage right now, but like this race could still go either way, depending on like maybe where the key is. Maybe I mean Benteezy does have half magic, so it's going to be hard to like absolutely beef the Ganon fight. Hey, my shovel. But Still could go either way, depending where the big key is.
It could. We're gonna see Hope Room first. Doing a right side first play.
It is probably the, like, if you do find that small key in the Hope Room, it is probably, like, the most efficient way to run it. But if you don't find the small key, a little bit slower than the Pink Magician strat.
Burnham map. There's the big key.
Ooh.
Chest number 6 for Benteezy. So close. But the Gibdos did drop arrows, so Teto will have a quick way of restocking his bow.
And we do have a fugitive from reality guessing number 6. Congratulations on your fake internet points for being the first to guess that number. Tell your friends and family that you won the big key guessing game.
Yeah, except there was no points today because the bot is down, but get some bragging rights.
Yeah, just write a note, like a sticky note or something like that, and just put it on your fridge and be like, I won it today on May 6th, 2021. Big key guessing game. The internet points are mine.
Yeah, we have a full tracker now because we have the bug net as well for both our runners now. And the Kate Burner for Benteezy as well. So our tracker is going to be as lit up as it can potentially be.
Yep, and just as a reminder, I do see some people talking in chat. There are no silvers. We just that button will never be lit up in this mode.
Yeah, that's another quirk of hard mode. Our bow is progressive, but we're only going to get one bow. I wonder if Benteezy will be catching any of those fairies that we were talking about earlier.
I mean, no, I can't imagine, because, like, the most convenient fairy from this point out, like, there's the one room right before the pre-Moldorm room. Like, you just powder them, and then you just eat the fairies right there. It's just num 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 num. You don't catch them. And then there's like, the fairy in the bonk tree outside a pyramid. But with tempered, like, you're not really gonna need fairies.
I can understand that. I would rather have it just in case. And I think Benteezy still has the free fairy from earlier, so should be fine.
Yeah, Ben should still have a fairy. I know Teto used one and let one go, so...
I think both let go the fairy that was in their second bottle, I believe, and the third one they still... I think Ben has Teto used during Spike Cave.
That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah. They let go of the fairy to get. I remember Teto let go of a fairy to go get blue potions, so that makes sense.
All right. How do these two for the heal?
Oh no, doesn't need that magic refill. I mean, half magic. Yeah. You're fine.
Yeah, and blue potion as well. No half magic for Teto. Does know where it is. Both runners with the bug net. And Teto is likely to encounter the Cane of Burna before getting the big key in GT. And Teto still has the entirety against Tower to climb as we get into Aga 2 fight. A little bit different than the Agahnim 1 fight. No lightning attack, and the chance of getting triples like we just saw there. Very nice.
Yeah. Very considerate of Benteezy to get that triple just for you.
Wow, that is a perfect Aga 2. 3, 2, 1. Only could have been better if Aga actually shot a reflectable shot. So as Teto enters Ganon's tower, Benteezy is leaving for the Ganon fight. It is time to go fight the pig. Tempered Sword in hand, it'll be 12 slashes or 6 spins in the first 2 phases of the fight, after which 4 more slashes to advance into phase 3, and then begins the Darkness technique for Ganon and the Silverless technique for us. We must keep the torches lit, and then we have to do 12 spin attacks as Ganon teleports away to win the fight. Now, if
very good setup.
Yeah, very good setup there. Gonna get easy 1-on-1. Now,
I like
if
those dash strats.
Yeah. Now, if we didn't have the Master Sword, slashes do not work on Ganon with the Master Sword. We would have to do a whopping 52 spin attacks total for this fight. So having Tempered Sword really speeds up this fight. And there's the Cane of Burnus, so full tracker for both runners now. And there's the big key for Teto.
Go, Teto, go!
Now, as we enter phase 4 here, we're going to see Benteezy try to light the left torch as soon as the right torch goes out. Or before the right torch goes out.
Ooh, setting it for triples already. Oh. Womp.
Yeah, just getting that there. Nice torch light up there. Now, you might see Ganon's hands raised over his head just briefly before he teleports away. You might have saw it just there. That is the window for hitting a Silverless hit on Ganon. And it is roughly a 2-frame window. It is possible with slashes, but the spin attacks have a much longer hitbox duration, which makes it a lot more consistent to get the damage in.
Yeah, you'll see, like technically, like if you're playing like swordless or something like that, like you don't have the spin option, which is why in swordless the silvers are always available, so you don't have to deal with that 2-frame window trying to hammer Ganon down.
Yeah, that is absolute torture. But there we go, folks. Get your GGs in chat for Benteezy, who has won this series and is advancing into the main bracket stage of our tournament.
Well, we don't know that because Benteezy walked off the edge yesterday, so let's give him a second. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, yes.
There we go.
There we go.
And the official time for Benteezy is 1 hour, 50 minutes, 54 seconds. GGs to him. We'll be moving on into the main bracket.
GG's.
Amazing race between those two. This seed definitely didn't pull any punches, but it was still a very exciting watch all the way through, I feel.
Yeah, this was a very fun seed to watch and commentate. You know, anytime it's a pet seed, I think chat's gonna have a good time with it. You know, pet and an Aga seed, both.
Yeah, logical all dungeons. Lambo 2 falling for Teto now. And again, it could have just... This seed could have been so much different if either runner used their book they got in Escape to read the pedestal, because then they would have had the information and just been in go mode that much quicker.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Is like the really big difference is like when Teto was just, like being thorough with a lumberjack check earlier, and then skipped the book check, but then also just that early game routing difference where Teto left Desert Palace behind. I guess twice Teto ditched Desert Palace because I think they had the 2 items out of Desert already. Just not being able to route that in just put them even just a tiny bit further behind. But I feel like that influenced a lot of Tito's decisions that ultimately caused the ultimate like divergence between the 2 runners.
Yeah, and the decision to leave behind Ice Palace is for last. And yeah, this could be a different way.
Hello,
but we
hello,
are
hello.
now. Yes, we are now joined by Benteezy. GG's to you. Congratulations on your win. Walk us through the seed.
Oh man, that was a seed. I thought I was in a good position to win. The only time I thought that I could potentially lose is when I went back for the Thieves Pendant. I was like, if Fire Rod is in here and he full cleared it his first time in here, I'm pretty far behind. But after it wasn't in there and it wasn't on the green pendant, I felt pretty confident because of how efficiently I routed the overworld. I was like, I know my opponent really likes to rush crystal dungeons. He did it in both of our other matches. and he likes to kind of grab the checks as they become available to him. So like if you grab all the mirror checks in one swoop, it's nice. But if you have to go specifically to K45 and then specifically to Graveyard Legend and specific, like it gets really time consuming. So I thought I had an edge thanks to the seed.
Yeah, you guys actually routed your overworlds almost identically for like the most part. Like when you guys were doing the blacksmith chain, got the mirror, and then routed back up to Kakariko, you guys were actually doing that more or less in sync, like one screen transition away from each other. The biggest differences came in from the fact that neither of you checked the ped, and Teto dipped out of Ice Palace because they didn't have that information.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really a good time to check the ped. We didn't have Fire Rod, so we never went to the back of Skull. And we didn't have Dark World access besides Aga, so you're not going to just skip Skull Woods and come back later. Like, so you have to do it as you walk by, because you don't know when you'll be back on that side of the Dark World.
Yeah,
So,
and the ironic thing is, you guys had the book at the very beginning of the seed too, so you could just chain that in with your early routing of Lost Woods just to check when you're checking the items.
I don't even check Lumberjacks. You think I'm gonna go check Pedestal?
And that's
Teto
curious
checked
thing. Teto checked Lumberjack and then did not check Pedestal, and we're like, that's a curious play to be like kind of thorough, but then just like not like follow through with it. So
I don't see many runners checking ped there, at least not without boots. Maybe if you have boots or an activated flute already or something, like you're playing potpourri or something, but I don't think most runners would walk all the way to the pedestal and then all the way back. Like, yeah, it gives you peace of mind, but most of the time you can deduce. Like, I still had checks when I pulled the pedestal, but I still went for it because it was the best play I had at the time. I had Spike Cave and the first chest of TR, because I don't know if it's Fire Rod or not. So Fire Rod could have been in Mimic Cave if the keys lined up.
Yeah, we kind of knew it had to be on Eastern Palace because Teto, at the time you were going into Eastern Palace to get the last pendant, Teto actually did go into Turtle Rock and pull the red 20 out of the first chest.
Yeah, I had a feeling my opponent would maybe check Turtle Rock, and I had a feeling that he would never go back to double dip Eastern. Like that, like ped would be the last thing he did, because we had technically we had to do. I don't think my opponent would do Aga in the dark, so technically we had to do Eastern at the beginning.
He actually did.
Oh, that's really funny.
He did everything you just said. He actually did check Turtle Rock before basically resigning himself to like, oh, this is a ped seed now. And also did skip Eastern Palace knowing that something in there had to be, leading you towards the lamp.
Yeah, that's weird because we had a glove and we had the pearl. So that could have just as easily been a hammer and it could have not been a ped seed.
Yeah.
I mean, an Aga seed. So, I mean, I think it's not like no disrespect intended for my opponent, but like I have a 125 in an MG and my opponent knows that. And so like I think my opponent didn't want to like maybe like go for blow for blow, like do everything exactly the same. So he probably was like, I know with the Aga seed, I'm going to try to take my time save here, which is super smart of them. Like, so super props to them for making that kind of play.
Yeah.
That's a really ballsy play.
Yeah, and you're correct. Like for a lot of the race, there were times where you guys were like in sync minus just a couple like minor checks, like the fact that they didn't have the lamp just yet, for example. So they kept it very competitive, and speaking of competitive, they just downed their Ganon. So everybody get your GGs in chat for Teto.
Yeah, let me go and get that finishing time for you guys, folks. It is a final time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, 37 seconds. GG's to Teto. He unfortunately will be eliminated from the tournament, but a great showing all the same regardless.
Yeah, getting to the group stage, winning your first match, taking a game off the defending champion, and then going to game 3 in the elimination match. It's a really impressive run.
Yeah, and anyone who pretty much made it into like the group stage, probably a pretty good runner. So good job for anybody. That's true. I forgot about that.
I was 132nd. I only got in because Radical Sniper got sick, which is sad. But
and we are now joined by Teto. GG, see you once again, and walk us through the seed.
Greetings and GG, Ben.
GG, Teto.
Oh man, those missed opportunity for the pet check. I feel so bad because I think knowledge could have won this race for both of us.
Yeah, we were very curious when you actually very early on had the book, went up and did the lumberjack check, but then didn't do the ped check. And like, had you done that, I think this race could have been completely different.
Yeah, I love the lumberjack check, and with the knowledge of the gloves, you are like, oh, this is always very handy in the seat. And in 9 out of 10 checks, I'm going for the pedestal. But today, 2 bombs. You got the knowledge about the gloves. No, don't go for the pedestal. And yeah, those decisions, you are always regretting them after playing those seats. I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely a hindsight 2020 thing when like we saw you go through the ice palace and like when you dipped out after getting the tempered sword, we were like, oh, we better hope this is not a ped seed because neither of you had checked at that point. We still didn't know where the fire rod was, and that's what it pretty much ultimately came down to was. Oof. but that's just rando for you. You know, you still had a bunch of other checks. You still had like Turtle Rock to go through and whatnot, potentially. So
yeah. To be honest, normally you could always check the pedestal with the boost, the flute, anytime if you really want to get this check done. But after dipping or going into Palace of Darkness with the bow, but without light, I was like, yeah, for the back. To be fair, I'm going into Eastern because there must be the lamp, of course. And inside, I thought, like, should you go for the boss for maybe pedestal? If there's an item, Ben's guaranteed to not get this the first time he went into Eastern. So I was hesitating after the big chest, but at this point, I was like, yeah, no, never pet. And this is why I was out of Ice Palace, because at this point, I knew I could have saved so much time and didn't went for it.
Yeah, it ended up being a fairly close race regardless, up until that moment in which you opened the Turtle Rock chest and saw that 20 rupees, because at that point we knew that the only potential places left were the Eastern Palace boss and the pedestal.
Yeah, I think Ben went for the pedestal maybe a bit earlier. I don't know if he...
The only checks I had left were Spike Cave and the first chest in Turtle Rock.
No,
that were in Logic.
Yeah,
but I just full committed to it. So like when I got the third item in Ice, that's when I was like, oh, that's all 3 items, right? I was like, wait, what do I have left? Is this a pedestal seed? If you actually go back and watch it, like when I get the third item in Ice, I actually like do like a little circle around the chest. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? And I was like, I guess I'm killing Cold Stare. And so I went and I killed Cold Stare. And then I went to Easter and I was like, I really hope it's not on Armos because I'm going to feel so stupid. And then it was a powder. I even checked the powder before going to the pedestal after getting it. The last bit.
And that's what something we were commentating on in the stream is like just a split decision second like that where like you pull that tempered sword out of was it Ice Tea room I think it was and then you just peace out or take a second to run a lap around the chest when like maybe I should actually finish this and like just a small thing like that decided like this entire race.
Yeah, as I said, I buried the pedestal after not checking it the first time with the book, the second time after out of Eastern with the bow. So at this point I hope for all other checks because those double dips weren't necessary at all and I knew those dips cost like 2 or 3 minutes, at least for Ice Palace, and that's enough to lose a race in a full clear seat against a player like Ben. So yeah, I committed like, nope, please don't be pet. Maybe he checked it earlier. It's always in your mind.
I blindfold.
Yeah.
I didn't even read it.
The whole entire time, chat was like, check, ped, and neither of you were doing it.
I was thinking about being really cocky just for chat's sake and like going into the Dark World and mirroring from Skullwoods. Like, I know this is the Fire Rod. And then I was like, if I do that, it's going to be a piece of heart. It's going to be in Spike Cave. So I'm going to mind my business and just go pull the pedestal.
Yeah, but it's always in your mind. Have your opponent checked it? Yes, no, maybe. Is this... we got the book so early. It's great. It's the best game 3 we could wish for, to be honest.
Yeah, this was a good one. It's a really good one to go out on.
Yeah, as I said before you got here, you should be like super proud. Like made it to groups, took a game off Jet, like basically went to the last possible game. You won as many games as you could win without qualifying. That sounds bad, but
Same for you. Same for you. We are in the same boat at this point. It's game 8 for us. Both take a game off from Jet. So whoever wins this, just going forward to the brackets and deserve the spot there. So it's totally okay. Maybe 1 or 2 days because going out of the tournament and you had a chance for the next stage. But it's a game. We had fun, and so it's totally okay.
yeah, I want to say, watching our race back yesterday and hearing about what the stuff you'd pulled in this race, you are a great runner. I learned a lot about you. The mirror stuff you did for TR, like gambling Eastern this game to like gain a little bit of time going into AGA, like all those plays are really smart, and I learned a lot racing you. So thank you for that race.
What an honor. Yeah. To be honest, I saw your execution all the time against Jets, against the seats against Jet. So I was like, oh well, he's so strong, and coming in as place number 129. But yeah, it's not an opponent where I can say like, yeah, this is easy win here. You going next stage, whatever happens, it's totally free. So whoa. Great respect for you. It was an honor to play against all of the 3 opponents in the group. So best of luck in the next games.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, GG's once again, Benteezy. You will be moving on to tournament. Teto, unfortunately, I hope I pronounced that right as well. You will. Well, this is your last match, unfortunately, but you definitely had fun. I could tell in your voice.
Yeah, of course. And as always, thanks for like restreaming all 3 of our games. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the time you guys putting into this. And it was a fun tournament, and with 8 games, I think it wasn't that short either. So yeah.
Yeah, folks. Make sure to follow our 2 runners here in chat as they put on extra race for us tonight. We do have a couple more races.
We have the exact same collection. I'm so sorry to cut you off. I just saw it on the
I just noticed that too. Nice. But yeah, folks, we have only a couple more races this evening going, but they're going to be a lot later in the evening. At 9:10, we have Flip Heel versus Warp Jake. That is also a game 3 in group ends on the loser side. And then, if you're going to stay up really late, at midnight 25 a.m. on Friday, we have Jay Cover versus Julonja on SpeedGaming 2. And I don't think I mentioned it, but Flip Heel is on, and Warp Jake is on SpeedGaming 5. So yeah, 2 more races for you tonight. One is going to be at near the stroke of midnight, basically. So, but great races all the same. Also, make sure to follow SpeedGaming 2-6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the Only to Fast Randomizer tournament. Also, give a follow to my co-commentator Slumberjack and our tracker Brody as well. Also, this was also, I believe, restreamed on the German side of things. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Jack?
It was, yeah. Yep. I got DM'd to go over there too.
All right, so shout outs to our German restream on SpeedGaming Dush. I believe this is the second channel we're being restreamed to. SpeedGaming Dush 2.
Yep.
And yeah, of course, we also have SpeedGaming Portuguese, SpeedGaming Espanol, and SpeedGaming Francés as well for all various restream themes in your preferred language of speaking. But yeah, folks, that's gonna do it for us here. So you can also give me a follow as well. I have been Wolfling0370, and for all of us here at A Link to Vast Randomizer Tournament, we shall see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
Take care.